I'm just saying, you guys, if you've never had a homemade lime popsicle that still has lime seeds in it, you're not living. This is my lunch. I'm not gonna finish all because I can't. I tried and the shit hurts. So it's not happening today. Hold on. I'll get back to you guys in just a second. Excuse me. I'm so gassy now. Almost done. Oh man. Okay, so I wanted to make this video just for people who intend or would like to know the process of what it takes to schedule a surgery with AlignerMe. I originally reached out to AlignerMe in August of last year, around the summer. I was having a really high self-pity moment, and it happens, but the money issue really scared me. So I emailed them. They called immediately, but I ignored every single one of their calls because I let them know, I'm not going to be able to pay anything. That was all in the email. So I just wanted to get information, but the fact that they kept calling kind of made me feel really uncomfortable. So I emailed them and ignored them. I want to say February 2nd. I have notes. So February 2nd, I got off work at 4:30 p.m. because that was my work days instead of my nights. I emailed them around 5. Because I sat there, looking into the company again, just trying to double check, make sure everything was straight. I emailed them again, and that was around 5. Around 5:10, Liberty ended up calling me. Liberty is my coordinator. She is the one that's in charge. I ignored her phone call. And it wasn't, intentionally. It was just like, do I really want to financially, commit? And I knew I wanted it, and I knew I needed it. I was miserable. So I called her back. So nice to talk to. She was so easy to speak with, and she let me know everything. And she let me know all I needed was a $500 deposit just to set the date. And if I wanted to make payments up until then, I could. So that helped a lot. And I just let her know ahead of time I did plan on paying it off completely with my tax return. Heaven forbid nothing happened, but I let her know that. She went ahead and sent me out the questionnaire as well as all the information that's included in the package. They were running a special at the time. The special was $4,600 for 2 different doctors and $4,850 for Dr. Ortiz, who is the chief surgeon. But you also get 2 surgeons with him whenever you operate with him, so it's like a double whammy. So she sent me the questionnaire. I filled out the questionnaire immediately. I returned it the next day, which was on the 3rd. And I chose my surgeon. I chose Dr. Covarrubias. And the reason I chose him was because he was the one with the most surgeries under his belt. He was the one that taught Dr. Ortiz, who is the chief of surgery. And having somewhat of a medical background, I wanted to choose somebody who has more experience over the title. So That was my reason for choosing my surgeon, and I'm so happy that I did. He is amazing. Bedside manner, amazing. Aftercare, amazing. He was just so sweet. When I ended up bawling on the operating room table, he knew why. We went over that last night, but he was awesome. So on the 4th, which I believe was a Saturday, I was approved. I received my approval letter as well as pre-op diet information. On the 5th was Sunday, is when I told my husband. That was the most stressful thing ever. I was so scared to talk to him face to face because he has an aunt who actually passed away due to complications with the surgery. So he was the one that I was most worried about. I told everybody else except for him up until that day. And his question was, do you know anybody that has done it with that company? And my answer was yes. Have you done your research? And he already knew I did my research. I research everything thoroughly. You know, that's something that I do. I have to know everything, down to the staples they use and the size bougie they use. And so obviously that was okay. You know, he was good with that. I asked him, do you want to go to Mexico with me? And that was actually how I told him. I sent him a text. Do you want to go to Mexico with me? And his response was, why? And I said, to have surgery. His response was, what surgery? And I let him know, and he just didn't respond anymore. So the whole time I was waiting for him to come home, it was just like, what is he gonna come home as? You know, I was so nervous. But he came home, basically said, of course I'm going to go with you. I want to make sure that you don't end up on the news and in body bags chopped up all over Mexico. So, yeah, he obviously didn't mean that, but he had a point. He was just worried about the situation of leaving the country. So, on the 13th, I had a FMLA meeting with my HR to get the paperwork rolling as far as sending off my FMLA papers so that I could leave work with no issues, no repercussions from my job for actually being out on FMLA. For 17th, I chose my date, which was March 9th. I booked the date. I got my financial agreement. Sorry, I'm trying to read and look at this. Yeah, chose date, got financial agreement, filled out my other, you know, just kind of confirming that I've spoken with my doctor and all that, and, you know, they know what's going on, and I wouldn't hold them liable if anything went wrong, or, you know, I wouldn't be abusive to the staff. 18th, I went and got my passport photo and sent back all of the paperwork that they had sent me on the day of the 17th when I chose the surgery. 20th, I sent back my FMLA papers. I actually faxed them to Michelle, and then I turned around and physically mailed them to her because my job wanted the originals. So I made sure that I covered both strings. You know, I didn't want any issues later on with them saying that I didn't do something right. So we did both. You know, that was something that I felt most comfortable doing. So we handled that part. $23rd. $23rd, I actually paid off my surgery. I went to Wells Fargo. I wire transferred $5,150, $4,600 of that being my surgery costs, $550 of that being to have my gallbladder removed at the same time. I also started pre-op diet, and I failed tremendously because I was mourning. I didn't want to give up the foods that, you know, I loved. Those were family members to me. So I was mourning, and, you know, I didn't want to beat myself up. I also had an issue where I fell at Kroger and they put me on muscle relaxers. And muscle relaxers make me crave food. So, you know, I did that, but I didn't take them any at all after the 23rd. So that didn't happen again. I also booked my flight on the 23rd, which, worst mistake ever. Worst mistake ever. It was a whole lot more expensive than what I had planned on it to be, because I should have actually booked a good 2 or 3 weeks earlier. So keep that in mind if you do plan on going through the company. That's a big deal. Let's see. On February 24th, day 2 of the pre-op diet was so far so good. I actually went into my old Adipex doctor and just got a B12 shot. I went over in another video where he pretty much let me know that I was going to fail as far as the weight loss surgery goes. That I was wasting my money as far as the weight loss surgery goes. I was risking my life going out of state, or out of the country rather, because of the surgery. And I'm sitting here thinking, you know, dude, you're giving me Adipex. You're basically a pill mill for Adipex. You just offered me a double dose of B12, which it's not something your body necessarily needs. So you're just basically giving me a double dose of something that my body's going to filter out most of it anyway. So why should I trust you? Why should I listen to you? How are you going to be a diet doctor and still be fat? You know, you're bigger than I am, but yet you're a doctor. And bariatrics is not in his title at all. So, you know, it is what it is when it comes to those doctors. You can go to them if you want to. Adipex gives you hell of a boost. You know, I used to take it just to clean my house because it didn't work on me as far as diet wise. So, February 25th, day 3 of pre-op. That was one of the hardest days for me. Sorry guys, I was interrupted by room service and I lost my place. So, let's try it again. I believe day 25, and if not, we're just gonna repeat it over again. Let me just fix that. Is my face okay? Day 3 of pre-op, so this is February 25th. I had a ice-free sugar, or not ice-free. Jesus, that just threw my whole game off. I was doing so good. I had a sugar-free iced coffee. I don't know whether or not that is allowed, but I did it because I'm grown and because I didn't care at that point in time. I was in food mourning. Every time a commercial would come on, every time, you know, I would have to go pick up something for the kids to eat. And yes, they eat a lot of fast food, which is going to change as soon as I get home, because if I can't have it, they can't have it. So, I was bitter and I was resentful, and it was all in my head. That's what it was. It was all in my head. So, that's something I've been working with, especially after I've had the surgery. You know, I can watch commercials and just be like, oh, okay. It's kind of like watching a dog food commercial. It's like, oh, you know, that person's handsome that's eating that french fry, or, you know, that dog is cute, you know, so it doesn't bother me like it used to, but hopefully that doesn't change either. Day 26, February 26th, day 4 of pre-op. I was good. After day 3, that was a big ass hump that I got over. So, Day 4 was not sucky anymore. I found sugar-free candy. I also found out that sugar-free candy gives you the runs. So I grabbed the wrong sugar-free candy. I actually got the chocolate instead, which kind of taught my kids a lesson too. So, and we'll go into that. But I got sugar-free candy. I found some sugar-free chocolate because that's all they had at my Dollar General. I posted it on my Facebook page and I let them know, you know, this is all I could find. Is this okay? You know, can I have this? If not, it's cool. I can handle, you know, just stuff like this. You know, I'm good with this. This lasts longer than chocolate would anyway. So they said no chocolate, sugar-free hard candy anyway. So I left the sugar-free candy down in my desk because I was actually going to just return it and, you know, start over from scratch. I go down the next morning and my son had eaten all of the sugar-free chocolate. That causes diarrhea. So Karma handled him. He was on the pot for about 4 hours. So I highly doubt he's going to eat any more sugar-free candy for a while. So I think my sugar-free candy is safe. I hope my sugar-free candy is safe. Because if it's not, that's the only enjoyment I'm going to have it alive for now. So it's either shitting a lot or Mom's probably going to beat you down. Yeah. So, February 27th was the day I actually went and applied for my passport card. I went down there. I had all of my documents in order. I had my appointment. I got there 14 minutes on time, before time, so I was good. I get in the office. I turn in my paperwork. I was in there maybe an hour. I was in there long enough to pay $17 for parking. Yeah. So I get up to the window, I give her my paperwork, and she's like, when is your travel date? And I said, it is on March 8th. I fly out March 8th, need to be in Tijuana on the 9th, by the 9th, so that's when that needs to happen. She lets me know that a passport card is going to take 2 to 3 weeks to get here. Which I obviously read the internet wrong. I was told that as long as you have proof of documentation, that you would be fine and you could have your passport in hand within 3 days. I didn't find the part that said that's just for the passport booklet, so that was a stressor. I had a meltdown when I got home because I emailed my coordinator, Liberty, to let her know, and her response was, you need to reschedule your date. Period. That was all she said. So I had a major meltdown. I knew it was my fault. I was just trying to wait to have some kind of confirmation that my date was on, you know, the 9th, and my financial agreement was that proof that I needed, and I couldn't get that until after I paid. I paid on the 23rd, so, you know, it's not easy to get an appointment at the passport agent here agency here in Atlanta. So that happened. 3/2, March 2nd. I called and I found out that my passport card had been mailed out. The only issue is that it was mailed from Tucson. My original documentation, my birth certificate, and my marriage license were mailed from Atlanta. So they came priority mail on Sunday, I believe. Yeah, they came Sunday, and that was all. No passport card. So I had already scheduled an appointment to go back down to the passport agency on Monday, and I've already made kind of a video, yeah, kind of go overing that, but I went down to the passport agency, basically had to start all over again from scratch. Luckily, since I had gotten my passport, or had gotten my security, I cannot talk today. Blah. Basically, so since I had my birth certificate and my marriage certificate in the mail already Sunday, I was fine. So I just started over, paid out another $195 just to have the passport booklet sent over. I get home Monday, the 7th, 5th, 6th, Monday the 6th. I got back Monday the 6th, and the passport card is in the mail. Same day I went down to the passport office, it was in the mail. So yeah, and everything was kind of downhill from there. I took my laxative on Monday, the same day that I got my passport card in the mail. Didn't start kicking in until about 2 a.m. I took it at 6 p.m. Monday. So I was going all day Tuesday. I called into work because I was going all day Tuesday. I flew out Wednesday, had surgery Thursday, released from the hospital Friday, and have pretty much been in the hotel since. Yesterday was Saturday. Yeah, yesterday we went on our group tour. We went to the pharmacy. I spent too much at the pharmacy. I spent $258 at the pharmacy because what they show you is what you're supposed to have or what will make your life easier, and you're basically gonna poop gold with no pain. Yeah, so just research it. They take you to get homemade ice cream out of the back of somebody's truck. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I know that's common here. The ice cream was amazing. Amazing. It was so good. Then we went to a restaurant, which was just basically a old storefront type thing. It had one table, mismatched chairs. Kind of like an old wing shack type thing where they have just the kitchen over in the corner and a couple long tables and then a couple by the door. No nothing on the windows, written sign, but those are the best restaurants. You can trust me. Those are the best ones to eat most of the time, and everybody ate. By that time I was kind of in pain. My back was hurting. I guess it was because of standing too long, or you know, my drain incision or something was going on, but it sucked. After that we went shopping by a very handsy man who kept telling me to follow the Mexican. I followed the Mexican upstairs where he tried to sell me a $185 purse. I talked him down. I talked him down to $195. No, that's a lie. I talked him down to $195, just $95. He also talked me into this bracelet that in the States sells for $45. He sold it to me at the very cheap price of $35. And that was it. I've actually just been in the hotel since. I got home back here at 6 p.m. last night. Thankfully, my body is tired. So tired. My back was hurting, so I kind of popped a Xanax, and that's what I got them for, is to sleep. I slept from 6 until 6 this morning, and now I'm up. My back's still kind of tender, but you know, I just had major surgery. I should have sat my ass down whenever, you know, I could have just went on the tour tomorrow, but I just didn't feel like it. I'm tired. My body's tired. So yeah. I guess that's all. I have nothing to do. No, that's a lie. We didn't go on the tour. We went on the tour Saturday and I slept all day yesterday. I feel like such a lard ass right now. I slept all day yesterday. Basically. Yep. So yeah, that's all. I'm gonna stop rambling on. That was just kind of my rundown on what it was like to work with a lighter me. These steps it took. I started the journey on February the 2nd of this year, and I ended it obviously on March 9th when I had my surgery. So if you have any questions, feel free to email me, Facebook me, whatever. I'm also on Snapchat and Instagram. I need to put that in the down bar, don't I? I don't know. Anywho, well, I hope you guys are all having a good day. Now I need to figure out how to kind of merge these two videos together because I suck at editing and I actually refuse to do that. So, all right. Love you guys. Thank you for following my journey and you have a good day.